Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about God's path. We all know God has a plan for all of us. He gives all of our lives meaning and purpose. He sets us on a path of His design, but ultimately, it's our choice to follow it. Our decisions and actions determine our path and whether we walk His path or our own. Proverbs 3 5 and 6 tells us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your path. This tells us to trust Him, to put our life in His hands, to just let Him guide us, and He will make our path straight. We will walk His will according to His plan. Every day we decide whether to follow God's direction or rely on our own. God's plan isn't always the easiest path, but it is always the best path for us. Walking in God's plan does require faith before understanding. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." He knows everything before we do. Every step, every detour, every downfall, as well as every success. He knows it all. God's plan is not simply about our careers and accomplishments, our relationships. It is about becoming more like Christ while serving Him wherever He leads us. Walking God's plan requires faith, obedience, trust, and to surrender yourself to His will. We must close our eyes and open our hearts, and He will lead us where He wants us to go. 2 Corinthians 5:7 tells us, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." This tells us to trust God's guidance. One of my favorite artists, Toby Mac, says it best in his song Backseat Driver. "Though I had it all right till the road went left, spinning out of control in this Coupe de Ville, now I'm sitting shotgun, Jesus, take the wheel." This whole song illustrates the need to let God in control and not to try to take control for ourselves. Walking God's path comes with challenges as well. He never said his path was going to be a fairy tale, never said it was going to be easy. He never said his path will not have hardships, pain, and heartache. Just know that He knows the outcome. By putting your faith in Him and letting Him lead you, will overcome every obstacle put in your way. The biggest obstacle in God's plan is fear. Fear is a natural human emotion, but when it controls your decisions, it can become a spiritual obstacle. Fear often causes us to trust our circumstances more than we trust God. We naturally fear what we cannot control. The fear of man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. Proverbs 29:25. We need to trust that He has everything under control and that we don't need to control everything. Let Him take the wheel, let Him take control. Fear comes when love is not fully trusted. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, for fear has to do with punishment. 1 John 4:18. How do we not fully trust, love past experiences? Sometimes a relationship that God placed you in will be full of heartache and hurt, breakups, storms that you didn't see coming. But sometimes that's exactly what God took you through to become stronger in Him, yourself, and your partner. Moving on to a safer route is not always God's plan. It's fear's plan to interfere with God's plan. Fear creates doubt in God's promise. and in our faith, it causes us to walk away from God's plan in the fear that He is wrong. Fear shifts our focus from God's promises to our own problems, making our problems more important to us than trusting He has a way through them. Fear makes us settle for less, whether it's a relationship, career, or anything that we put our mind to. Fear convinces believers to stay comfortable instead of pursuing God's calling, even convincing them it's what God is telling them to do. Fear is one of Satan's most effective tools because it persuades believers to remain still and silent. Walking in God's plan does not mean you will never feel afraid. It means you choose to trust God's promises more than your fears. But your life, put your life in His hands, surrender yourself to His guidance. Don't let noise from friends and family deter you from your path. Your journey with Christ is yours for the taking. You just have to make that choice and do not fear making the choice for you. Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my mighty right hand. I mean, I don't think there's much more of a powerful verse than this. It tells us that God has us. He has us on the path that He wants us on. He is with us every step of the way. And if we stumble, He'll pick us back up. That just know that He is with us. We can get through anything and everything as long as we put our faith in Him. He will strengthen us. He will get us through it all. So, how does this lesson apply to me? I let fear take over. I let fear drag me into a deep, dark place full of anger and depression. My self worth was zero. I went so far off God's path, I was not sure if I would ever be able to get back. Worst part about it is it affected somebody I love very much. Someone who completed me and made my life better, made me a better man, both personally and spiritually. I met the most amazing woman God could have given me about a year after my late wife passed. I had been praying for someone to come into my life that would perfectly fit into my spiritual life as well as my personal life. I wanted a good role model for my daughter, and man, can I say he delivered. She came into my life like a hurricane in a good way. But she is faithful. She is God's spirit, and she's beautiful. She's smart. She's funny. She's kind. She's sincere. She's everything that you would want in a godly woman. And the way she fit into my arms was perfect. We truly were made a match in heaven. We were walking a path that was leading to a beautiful place, a Christ centered marriage, and a family dynamic that would have been off the charts. We were walking God's path, and then came the trials. Remember, God never said His path was going to be easy. The storm came in. It blew the ship up and down, left and right, and it threw us for a loop, and it eventually sunk it. I walked away in the midst of a deep depression because I let fear of how much I loved her destroy me. I felt like I was dishonoring my late wife, and the guilt ate me up. I felt like the worst man in the world. I lashed out. I blamed that wonderful woman God gave me, the woman that He brought into my life, for all of the problems in the relationship. And it destroyed it. I let fear, Satan's mightiest weapon, destroy God's greatest gift to me. I tell you this because I don't want you to let it happen to you. I still have faith that this is still God's plan and it still will be. But if it doesn't happen, then I have nobody to blame but myself. So I guess what I can tell you out of all this is trust God, trust his plan. Don't let Satan in, don't let fear in. Walk that path. If you stumble, it's okay. Get up, pray, put yourself back on that path with God, and let him continue to guide you. So that's all I had for you today. If you want to hear more, please like and subscribe. I can also be found on Facebook. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps on your journey with Christ.